every now and then we sit down to do one of these videos, and it's like there's something of substance to say. Now, not to say that sometimes, like the ones where we just have a revelation about ourselves aren't a big deal, but sometimes they're just a bigger deal than others. So, full disclosure, just to get everything out of the open, I am 41 years old. My wife is 22. I met her when she was 14 years old, and I was 33. Sounds like this horrible age gap, doesn't it? Sounds like the beginning of like a really bad Lifetime movie, doesn't it?
And then he murdered my family and took everything I owned and left, and I never heard from him again.
And at the end, the message is, don't meet people on the internet or something like that. I'm not gonna get into the whole thing with you because there's a lot, but know that over the past 8 years between when I met her, which was November 14th, 2008, to today, we were off and on. We were hot and cold. There were times when she couldn't stand me. There were times when I couldn't stand her. There were times where we didn't talk for weeks at a time. But at the end of the day, up or down, good or bad, we came together. Here we are. We're headed towards 8 years of happiness. And, of course, when you talk about your relationship, nobody says, well, it's been 8 years, but 4 of them were really bad, and 2 of them were okay, and 1 of them was just great, and now we're here. No, when you look at it, everything that we were to get here started there. So of course I'm going to celebrate everything. I'm not going to pick and choose single events from our relationship or how we met or the circumstances on how we got to this point, because I celebrate the whole thing. All the things that we went through, all the times where I broke her heart, all the times where she broke my heart, all the times I had to sit through the new boyfriend. We celebrate those things because here's where we are now. Congratulations. I'm not celebrating I was 34 years old when I had sex with her and she was only 15. We're not celebrating that. But at the same time, it's kind of who we are. That's where we came from. And while some consider it wrong, oh, it's nasty, you shouldn't have done that, it was a pedophile move. Well, I'm married to her now. It's only weird, creepy, and disgusting if it's the kind of thing where I trick some 14-year-old girl in the bed with the promises to love her forever, and then I get what I want, and then I can't understand why he didn't call me. He said it was special. It was special. Here she is. I married her.
I'm actually a clone. He killed the real me.
See? Bad Lifetime movies. So I'm not going to get into particulars of it all because I'm sure Asia wants to vent about it in hers. Not that I'm trying to create separation to the point that you have to watch both, but it is to get a whole picture of our lives.
Say what you want to say.
No, I don't want to.
No,
I don't want to look up
fine.
and it's like 11 minutes long. I'm good for those.
But if it's what you want to talk about, remember it's not a timetable.
I know it's not a time. It's just
talk, and when it's over, it's over.
All of this started today over some nonsense about a picture that her mother felt was inappropriate for Facebook. It's a picture of I'm standing behind her and she's kind of got her arm back behind me like this, and we're hugged up, and she's got on this little belly shirt, but the belly shirt is like, while it's not covering the belly because it's not supposed to, it's a belly shirt, there's no cleavage, there's no under the boob, there's no side boob, it's like nothing's popped out.
There's no belly button.
like the picture is even so cropped that you can't see your belly button. Like, I don't see why you would have an issue with it. But after years of needing to have a conversation with her mother, she had a conversation with her about it, where her mother reveals that she hates when we celebrate that it's been 8 years because it's a reminder that we did things illegally. And look, I'm not trying to justify pedophilia, okay? I'm not trying to say that all 33-year-old men should be going around having sex with 14, 15-year-old girls. That's not what we're talking about at all. What we're talking about is 2 people who fell in love, who didn't care how old the other one was. Full disclosure, she lied to me about how old she was. It was some false pretense type shit. And it's like, oh, well, that's fine. We'll still be together. And then she was like, oh, I lied about my age. I'm really this. And I was like, all right, we'll work with it. No big deal. And then when I got here, she was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm really fucking young. It's like, but I'm here now, and I love you, and I've made up my mind about what I want to do, and I knew that doing that, there were going to be issues, that there were going to be complications. So, thank you. So, for years, we kind of snuck around, and I understood I had to be her dirty little secret. And guess what? Soon as she turned 18, it was like we still didn't come out of the shadows right away. We waited 6 months. And then when we announced that we were together 6 months after that, we waited another 6 months to actually get married. Just to make sure that it was everything that we really wanted to do. Was it just a weird fling? Was it, because it was forbidden and that's what turned us on? Absolutely not. We waited as long as we possibly could. And then when the time came, we just did it. We just did it, and here we are, and we're happy for it. I make no qualms about where I came from. Yes, I was twice her age when I met. Realize, if you want to do the math, if you just want to sit down and put it in perspective, when I was 19 years old and done with high school, she was born. Like, okay, when I was 25, she was like 6. Like, no matter how you want to break it down, it's all the numbers between 0 to 19. You can just be like, well, when he was this, she was that. That's disgusting. What matters is now I am 41. She is 22. We are married. We have been happily married for 3 years. 3 years plus. Oh, I got on my ring today. And 3 years plus. The years before that were difficult and stressful, but if I can quote this one, I never stopped counting. That's just where we are. So yes, I celebrate the entirety of my relationship. Not the ups, not the up parts, not the happier moments, not, oh, remember that day we did Disney? Yeah, no. We celebrate the whole thing. And if that includes some nasty bits from the past that not everybody is comfortable with, that sounds like some other people problems for me. So, what do you want me to do? Oh, I love my wife, but, our relationship started the moment we got married. No, it was a long, bumpy road.
We actually met February 13, 2013, and got married the next day.
Yeah, it's like...
that sounds so much better.
So what do people want? What do they expect from us? What's funny is, when we meet people, we can be walking down the street. Remember this? It was like a couple of years ago. We were walking down the street with groceries, because we don't have a car. So we're carrying bags, home from the grocery store. And an old lady pulls up next to us. She said, you guys are such a cute couple. And we're like, oh, thank you. It kind of made our day. Nobody's ever pulled up and said, it appears to me that you're at least 19 years older than her. Tell me more about your past. It's like, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit where we came from. What they see is two grown people in a happy, committed relationship. And yes, we are struggling. Our struggles don't have nothing to do with the age difference. The struggle comes from, I'm not even going to say I got dealt a bad hand. There were extenuating circumstances. I lost my job last year, and it's been a bit of a struggle since then. But I didn't walk into my boss's office and he was like, well, Harris, you're doing a great job here, but it looks like here you posted on your Facebook you were happy with your wife for 6 years, but wasn't she 14 at the time? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares except you. And I'm pointing at you like you gonna see it. You won't, but you know who you are, Mom. We're not gonna... That's the only person who seems to care. Her grandmother is friends with me on Facebook. She might not, like my pictures or say anything, but she sees it. There's no secret that I'm just way older than Asia. But you know what? The age thing never comes up in our house. It's not like, oh, back in my day, and I tell her something and she's like, well, what's a pogo stick, honey? Like, we don't do that. Here's another fun one, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Whenever Asia is talking about our family and they say, oh, you have any kids? You saw I have a son. He's 19. People immediately like, oh, did you guys ever mess around? No, because one, the age thing doesn't come up. For my son, Asia is more a mother to him than his biological mother ever was. It's like, in the time we've been together, she's been with him twice as long as his biological mother was. So just do the math on that. Nobody here is just like, I can't believe that Kari is 19 and Asia's 22. Isn't that weird? Does she tell him what to do? I'm 41 and I don't tell him what to do. He a grown man. As far We a team. We all work together. If one person has something in the house, we all have something in this house. When we struggle, we all struggle. And nobody's like, well, I've got most of the struggle because I'm the oldest and you have less of the struggle because you're... That's not what we do. That's not our mode of operation. This is a team. We are a family. We love each other. And damn, who don't like it? That's just it. So, as somebody who often changes his Facebook profile picture once every couple of weeks, that picture is going to sit there indefinitely. Like, it's going to be a long time before I do. And if I do change it, it's going to be because I found one that looked a little riskier. It's like, I found another one that's going to piss you off. Like, right after she had a conversation with her mom, I posted a picture of a burning bridge as my cover photo. I want you to know I see you. I hear you. Don't nothing go on in this house that I don't have my finger in. That's just how things work. I love this woman. I don't want to turn this into a bitter rant. I love this woman more than I've ever loved another person in my life. Every ounce of my soul belongs to this woman. If she is not my equal, it's because she is better than me. And we make shit work. We don't go, oh, we make it work, but our past is a little sketchy. No, we make shit work. We make shit go. And if your only problem with our relationship is where it started, you need to find better problems.